Alright, so today's topic is going to be solving equations by using the complete the square method. There are four main ways to solve quadratic formulas. They are solving by factoring, solving by plus or minusing the square root, solving by using the quadratic formula, or solving by completing the square. In this video, I'll be showing you how to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. So first, you have an equation like so. X squared plus 4x plus 7 equals 0. When looking at this, you may realize that factoring or solving by square rooting won't work, and the quadratic formula is too long. So we use the completing the square method. First, take the number without a variable, in this case the 7, and move it to the other side of the equal sign. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to end up with x squared plus 4x equals negative 7. Think when you're moving these, those missing the x, in this case the 7, are icky. Move it away so it won't get sicky. Then we'll do what we call completing the square. Basically, you take half of this number, 4x in this case. So half of 4 would be 2, and then you square it. So 2 squared equals 4. Now you're going to put that on both sides of the equation. And remember, you always want to be positive. So you're going to add whatever you find that's half of this squared. Now, if you have a hard time remembering how to do this, you can think you're distributing the medicine to make them all better. And you got to be positive when you want to make people feel better. After that, you just solve it by isolating and finding the square root of the x's. So when you have this equation here, you're able to break this down into x plus 2 squared. And that's going to equal negative 7 plus 4, which is negative 3. Now, once you get to this step, you can just square both sides. Square root this and square root that. And so you'll end up with x plus 2 equals the square root of negative 3. Now remember, when a negative is underneath the radical, it ends up being an I on the outside of the radical. So you'll have x plus 2 equals I square roots of 3. Now just to solve for x, you're going to subtract 2, and x will equal negative 2 plus or minus I roots of 3. And there you have it. You just solved an equation by using the complete the square method. All right, so for our second example, we're going to use this equation. X squared plus 6x plus 2 equals 0. So the first thing we're going to do is take the number without the x and move it to the other side of the equal sign. Remember, those missing the x are icky. Move it away so they won't get sicky. Once we do that, we're going to have x squared plus 6x equals negative 2. Then we're going to take whatever this is divided by 2 squared. So 6 divided by 2 equals 3 squared. 3 squared equals 9. So we're going to take this and we're going to positively give this number to both sides. Now once you do that, it's simple. You just combine. So you're going to have x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals negative 2 plus 9, which equals 7. Once you get to this point, you can simplify this into x plus 3 squared equals 7. Now that you've gotten to this point, you can just square root both sides, and you get x plus 3 equals the square root of 7. Now, all you have to do is subtract 3 from both sides, and you'll have x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 7. And there you have it. That's your answer. And that's how you can solve quadratic equations by using the complete the square method.